everyone knows you don't come in singing no Panic at the Disco for an audition.
This is audition suicide.
Okay? Well, hello. Welcome to the Pitchy Podcast. We are your hosts, James
and Stephanie.
Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we are passionate about good music and a great vocal. We'll use the vehicle of NBC's The Voice to give you our take on each contestant. We'll give you our feedback on their voice and overall performance. Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we will always keep it 100 with our feedback and critique of each contestant's vocal and overall performance. But what we're never here to do is come for any contestant as a human being. While we may come off a little pitchy at times, if you know what I mean, we'll always do our best to speak our truths with love, kindness, and respect. And with that, welcome to the Pitchy Podcast.
Welcome.
This is season 27.
Oh my gosh.
If you can believe it, if you've been with us since, season 24, I believe is when we started casting.
This is our 6th season.
Oh my, it's insanity. Well, those of you that have not been with us, welcome to the Pitchy Podcast. James and Stephanie, we always love to have a great time. We get silly, we get serious, but you will quickly find out how passionate we are about good music and a great vocal.
Yes, you will.
So we are going to jump right in because we have a lot to talk about.
Yes.
And we are real people with real lives, so we don't have a lot of time to talk about it.
Right.
So welcome to season 27 of The Voice. We always start off with the blinds. The blinds are hit and miss. But Stephanie, if I can just give you an overall take before we get into specifics, I thought this blinds was pretty strong. One of the strongest first days I remember, in my opinion. Nothing spectacular. I just think it was strong.
I would agree.
And a lot of people did not. Almost everyone got turns. I think it was only 2 people in the 2-hour episode that did not get turns.
That's how they usually do.
Oh, really?
In the past few seasons, there's usually 2 per night who will not get a turn.
Now, one of them I completely disagree with, but we can talk about that on the Patreon. So you all, we are on all social media platforms, but we are also newly, as of last season, we've joined the Patreon. So for just $5 a month, $5, if you go through the website and not the app, you can sign up for bonus content. You can not only sign up for bonus content, but you can also receive our episodes earlier than the general public.
Yes.
So please sign up for our Patreon, and Stephanie will give you all the details about that at the end of the episode.
Sure will.
So, Steph, I think it's time we get right in to our first contestant. So who do we have?
So before we do that, I do want to mention that at the top of the show, we had the coach's performance of Tiny Dancer, which was released earlier last week. Here's what I'll say, because I had some comments about it last week. I'll make some fresh comments about it right now. So for me, all the dudes ate. Okay?
I didn't watch it, so you have to talk about it.
All the dudes, John Legend, Michael Bublé, Adam Levine, came to eat. Okay? They ate. No crumbs were left in this performance. In my opinion, looking at it last week, I said, Kelsey, she was like, her vocal was okay, but I needed more energy. Here's what I found based on this episode. I think she is just a more nuanced, more delicate singer. I don't know that that holleration is her thing. So I think that not knowing her as an artist, I might have been a little unfair in my critique of her. We will see as the season continues.
You know what I like about Kelsey? And this reminded me of her when she stepped in for Kelly a few seasons ago. She went to the Taylor Swift school of I know every song. She knows every song of every genre.
She that girl.
I really do love it.
She that girl.
Love that you are a lover of all music genres.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You can really tell that about Kelsey.
Oh, yeah.
She's a wonderful addition.
Yeah, some of the things that she was jamming to, I was like, oh, you know that? Okay. And I thought that she did really well in her first attempt as a coach. So let's go ahead and start with our first contestant. First up, we had Grace Miller Moody, 20 years old. Originally from Florence, South Carolina. She is attending school in Charleston, and she sang Sunday Morning by Maroon 5. If you don't know, the lead singer is the Adam Levine.
Yeah, that was a big theme tonight. People came bold tonight.
They did come bold.
When you come and sing a song of the coach that is sitting in front of you, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to turn for you unless it's spectacular.
Right.
So, gosh, Grace, this is what I wrote, Stephanie. I wrote, cool song.
Very cool song.
Cool voice.
Very cool voice.
Tone.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wrote cool vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote great song.
Mm-hmm.
Great arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of stopped there for me.
Okay.
And I'm going to explain to you all why. I just felt like, and maybe it's more the song, because the song is kind of a chill vibe song. Sorry. There's so much of Stevie Wonder in that song. Like,
no, there really is. And just so you all, as you all have already seen, we will be playing short clips of each of the blinds before you will see our reaction.
So I felt I wanted her voice, because she had such a cool tone and a cool sound. I wanted her voice to do more dynamically.
You hit the nail on the head.
I just feel like it didn't go anywhere for me. And I wrote, she's really incredible vocally, and she's got a gift, and I see why she was a 4-chair turn, because it's a sound that you don't get, that you don't hear a lot from, especially younger singers.
Right.
There's like a rasp to her voice that is really cool. And I even wrote, I love her speaking voice as much as her singing voice. You can tell that this is this young woman's legit voice,
right?
Because she spoke as she sang,
right?
So I want to hear her sing more things, Stephanie, because I feel like it's a great song for her voice. But as far as a blind audition, I would have saved this song for maybe later. But that's just me.
So I think you put voice to what I couldn't quite articulate. So for the song that this is, which is very laid back, you feel like you should be at a beach or like riding down a road when you're listening to the song. It is very Sunday morning, like easy like a Sunday morning. That's what this song is. And her vocal from beginning to end was aggressive. It was aggressive.
It was.
However, I understand, like you said, I understand why chairs were turned. However, I just felt like there needed to be a little bit more dynamics and a little bit more nuance for this particular song. Also, I think that I would have had a different experience with this audition had I not watched it, because the performance felt like she had not performed a lot on stage. Yeah. It was literally like step, touch,
right.
Side. Like it felt a little pageant-y to me. Yeah. It felt a little unpolished to me. Once she moved through. So once she gets a couple more rounds under her belt, and she works on the stage presence and she works on the dynamics and puts that all together, I think that she's going to be a real contender, because the voice is there. There's just some things that need to be polished.
It is a funky voice.
It is.
It's like very original, very just, I was like, where does that sound come from?
Right.
But, and that's scary, you all, when Stephanie and I can say that she did enough to make it to the next round, because that's how good her voice is.
Right.
She didn't even have to give the best performance to make it through. And
right.
Did a 4-chair turn at that.
Right.
So when she does, when she does get her stuff, when Grace does get her stuff together, like when it all is like kind of brought together, she's going to be a deep contender.
Yes. Contender. She was a 4-chair turn, as we mentioned, and She decided to go with Adam. So she is on Team Adam.
Yeah. And applauds to her for getting Adam Levine to turn around, because they know Adam does not turn, like John Legend does not turn for his songs.
Right. Absolutely.
So that's special.
It is special.
So, who was our next contestant?
So next up, we had RENZO. He is 33 years old from Philly, PA. And he sang Simple Man by Leonard Skinner.
Oh, won't you do this for me, son, if you can?
You better bring 70s back. There's so many untouched, incredible songs that sometimes get through on these shows, and I just love it. I said, okay, first of all, RENZO, what are you doing on this show? Like, you're too good.
You're too good, bro. You're too good. Why are you here?
His mouth and started like strumming the guitar. I said, okay, they let a pro on. That's not fair.
That's not fair.
I said, what a voice, what a holler. I said, like, really, why aren't you signed? Are you kidding me? And I understand. If you look at his Be Real, like, he was like, I got familial obligation.
I know, that's right.
I got 2 girls, 2 young girls. I got a wife, and I got a daughter back home in Philly that I got to take care of.
Right.
And I got to teach. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Coming from a fellow teacher in Stephanie. Benefits, hello. So he's like, I got to pay the bills. I cannot. I got, and my kids are my everything.
Yes.
So I was like, I get it, bro. I really do. But I mean, I don't know what else to say other than ridiculous singing. I was like, some of y'all better. If I like would have heard him and I'd been a contestant in the wings, I'd be like, okay, well, I'm going home.
See ya.
You already won this competition, and it was like I just didn't see the coaches falling all over him. I'd have been falling all over him. He's ridiculous.
He is ridiculous. The minute I heard the song, I was like, wait, what? Okay. Yeah. He about to do this. Before he even sang a note, I was like, it's over. Like, you just have that feeling about some folk, right? I was just like, it's over. The runs were flawless. The falsetto was killer. The singing was so daggone easy that it was crazy. The holleration and growl that came from his throat, I was like, oh my gosh, this man can literally, and he proved it tonight. We've heard one song and we already know that he can sing anything. Okay. The brilliance of it being just him and the guitar. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to hide. Him, the guitar. Can't mess up on the guitar because you're the only instrument. Can't mess up on the vocal because you're the only vocal. It was absolutely brilliant. He sang that ish down. He R&B-ified this rock song, and I was all for it. All for it. I was like, they got somebody this good this early. They usually don't show anybody this good this early in the competition. I was like, ooh, if this is what we get on first night, contestant number 2, who's down the line? I was very excited about RENZO.
Yeah, he's great.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
So what happened in this one was John Legend blocked Adam because he knew. He knew. He was actually a 3-chair turn. Kelsey was she bowed out. That man, and they said it. She said it. He deserved to be a 4-chair turn, but she just didn't think that she had anything to offer. I still say, turn your chair around and just be real about it. I think that was the better way to go. In the end, RENZO decided to go to Team Legend. Welcome to Team Legend.
Yeah. Adam would have gotten him. You know it.
Adam, I think you might be right.
And Adam's going to be waiting in the wings.
Yes.
I don't think John's going to let this one go.
Yeah, right. If he's smart.
Not at least through the lives. He ain't going to let RENZO go.
Right.
All right. Awesome job. Okay. So our next contestant was someone who I actually remember because she actually auditioned last season.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that they turned them, well, she was a special case. And we'll talk about her because I have a lot to say about Miss Iris. So who we got?
Okay. Well, let's save and talk about like what we think about her being in the previous season and into this season for the Patreon, because I want to spend some time on that a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yes, this is Iris Herrera, 19 years old, from Newaygo, Michigan, and she sang "You Are My Sunshine." I have no idea who wrote "You Are My Sunshine." It's just one of them songs that just feels like it's always been. Kid song y'all are thinking of. "You Are My Sunshine."
My sunshine, my only sunshine. I said, first of all, wow, okay, good genes, because all of her and her mama and her aunts all look like sisters. I was like, and then I was like, check the birth certificate, because Iris is 19. She looked like she was like an old 80s, not old in age, but like a seasoned 80s rocker.
Yeah, she was not giving 19.
For like 20 years.
Right.
And I was like, and not that she looked old, she just looked a lot more mature than
Yes, absolutely.
And I said, Iris is back with a vengeance.
Oh yeah.
I said, I love her rendition of this song. A little country, a little folk, a little rock, kind of all combined into one. I love her tone. I love her new sound, and we'll talk about that later on the Patreon. So different from the Stevie Nicks offering she gave last season.
Yes.
I see why they brought her back. I see why they brought her back so soon, and we'll talk about that later. But I really loved the originality of this offering.
Yes.
To turn this song into what she did, and you could tell that she worked probably intimately with Paul and the crew to like, she had a vision.
Oh, yes.
And they saw that vision out. It was great.
Okay, well, so when they started the B-roll, she came on like she was from Channel 6 News. like she was like walking up and like talking. I was like, who are you? Like,
you be like 38-year-old. I've been doing this for 20 years.
Well, and that was the funny part, because as she's talking, I'm saying to myself, not remembering her, you act like you've been here before. And she was like, I have. So she starts the song, and I'm like, okay, she didn't turn this into like some kind of country rock fusion with the come on choices of it all. Then gave us some holleration. I just want to talk about the come on choices. The choices she was making in the song. I was like, wait, is this the only way I know this is the same song is that it is keeping some semblance of the melody and the lyrics. But everything else, I was like, wait. And then you get to the mid and back half, and I was like, wait, do I feel some gospel inflections too? Like, why she make me want to shout over "You Are My Sunshine"? Like, I was like, wait, I'm feeling something in my spirit. Like, she took us to church at the end of the song. Tons of vibrato in her throat, and we heard that in her previous audition. If she can keep the control that she kept of her voice in this particular blind throughout the competition, she gonna be a hard one to. Yeah, she's gonna go far.
I've never seen anyone do such a revamp preparedness. I know I just made up some words.
Yeah,
it was like, okay, I'm going back to the drawing board.
Right.
I'll give you everything. And like, I was like, this is not the same person that auditioned last season.
Did you hear them swing ups and swing downs? Those swoopy. Oh, I'm never gonna hear this song the same again. Never.
Like, y'all need to know I have a lot more voice up in here.
Oh, I know that's right.
And some gypsy or whatever she sang.
Yeah. So
we'll talk more about Miss Iris later.
Mm-hmm. So she was a 3-chair turn. Adam did not turn for her. What was cool was Michael Bublé remembered her, because he was like, tell him your story. So I thought that was cool. In the end, she ended up going with Kelsey.
Great pickup for Kelsey.
Yes.
Great pickup. I think she can do a lot.
Yes.
With her. I'm really, you know what? I don't know what it is. I really like Kelsey's vibe.
I like her too.
I remember liking her when she came in for Kelly. Because I just like her entire vibe.
Oh, yeah.
She's not corny to me. And she has to do the corny stuff that the show does, but she doesn't come off corny to me. So I love it.
I like her too.
Next we have
Jadyn Cree. I don't know how old she is. I didn't write that down because I was so enamored by who her daddy is.
Hashtag legacy.
Who her daddy is.
Nepotism.
So
in a good way, Jadyn.
In a good way.
So
she is the daughter that we saw previously because she actually sang with her dad, Brian Olsen from season 25 of The Voice. He was on Team Legend. He made it all the way up to the top 3. And for his blind audition, she actually came and sang with him a little after he did his audition. So we did see Jadyn before. For her audition, she sang Still Into You by Paramore.
I should be over all the butterflies.
Haley Williams.
Yeah. I said I love just her entire vibe. It's a very now, very
now
Eilish look.
Very
like she's like, I'm coming with a sweatshirt and some cargo pants, and some platforms, right?
Some platforms. I'm here.
I see a lot of people voting for Jadyn because she's very current.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to hear her other song offerings.
Mm-hmm.
Jadyn is legacy, an incredible vocalist in Brian. And so I know Brian has taught and trained this young girl to sing some really good throwback songs.
Mm-hmm.
So to hear that she is in the 80s band, I said, okay, well, it only makes sense.
Right.
I said, he's going to come with some of that Pat Benatar. She's going to come with some of that heart. She's going to come with, I need to hear all of that.
She gonna give us some Love Is a Battlefield?
She better.
We are young.
Hey, come on.
The heartache wasted.
No promises.
Ultimate.
The fact that she's in an 80s cover band, I even got more excited. But she didn't give us any really holleration, but I said,
no.
I bet she can holler.
Yeah.
I say, if she's Olsen's daughter, she better be able to holler. Because Brian could
holler.
He could holler it down. I felt like this song was another safe performance. I feel like we're going to get a lot from her in future rounds.
Uh-huh.
So I can't wait to hear what Jadyn has to offer. Stephanie?
So I think that this was a wrong song choice for her. And this is why. I think Jadyn has a very pretty voice and a very kind of straight voice. In this particular song, she sang this song kind of straight without a lot of character and without a lot of texture in her voice. Not to say that she does not have a great voice. She has a great voice. You could hear the raw talent. Yeah. She's a great performer. But for this particular song, it's hard to live up to the original if you're not going to kind of take on the character like Haley Williams did. If you remember the original, Haley is very much like, together, like it just feels very character-esque, and Jadyn sang this very straight. So one of the coaches gave a suggestion like, I want to hear you sing something like Kiss Me from Sixpence None the Richer, something like that that's a little bit more sweet and singy kind of thing. But the voice is there, the stage presence is there. She lit up the stage. Like it was really dynamic the way that she lit up.
She walked on like.
Yeah, and then like the minute the music started, like she just lit up. She lit up the stage. So I'm I'll be really interested to see in battles, and hopefully she'll make it to the next round as well so we can see her individually perform again.
Yeah.
Well done.
Good job. And I know Dad he was so proud.
Oh, he was crying. So Jadyn was a 2-chair turn. Michael and Kelsey turned for her, and she ended up going with Team Bublé. Bublé.
All right. Now this next one I cannot wait to talk about. So who we got?
So we have Darius J. Darius J is 35 years old from Pahokee, Florida.
Florida.
I hope I'm saying that right. Mm-hmm. Okay, he gave us a Marachi version of Caught Up by Usher.
I can't figure it out. I'm so caught up, got me feeling it. Caught up, I don't know what it is, but it seems she's got me twisted.
That's what started. He was like,
Perfect. I said,
and then he said, "I'm the type of brother." I said, what? Me and John Legend at the same time said, "What? I'm the type of brother."
I said, what's he singing? I said, come on, rendition. I said, it's like a Paso Doble caught up. I said, what? What is this? I said, I would have turned just for the rendition.
I'm the type of brother.
I said, and you know what? And he has a really nice voice.
He does.
I just wanted him to go somewhere with it vocally because I can tell that he has a voice that can move somewhere.
Yes.
He's definitely a showman, so you don't have to worry about the performance, but I wanted his voice. I said, I like it and I like him.
Yes.
I want more Darius J. I said, this rendition, I don't know who did that? I said, that's crazy. That's crazy. So I feel like if Darius will next round pick a song that is not bigger than him, because I felt people were so shocked and so enamored by this rendition of Caught Up that like he got lost in it. And he's got a big enough personality and a big enough, good enough voice to not get lost.
Right.
So, great audition piece to grab him.
I'll grab him.
Because we were grabbed.
We were grabbed instantly.
Stephanie is losing.
I lost it.
Stephanie is losing her mind right now. I said, wow.
So
Darius, that was a brilliant, brilliant rendition.
Yes. So the character of him kind of came out, and not saying character in like a character kind of way, like he is a showman for sure. This is one of the most brilliant remixes of a song I have ever seen in my life for a blind audition. Like incredible. The raw talent is there. He has a very, very nice voice. He had really nice articulation of the lyrics as well, which is really hard because this song kind of lyrically, the way you sing it, it kind of goes quickly. So it's kind of hard to articulate the words sometimes. He gave me wedding singer vibes. And as we know from another artist, that is not a bad thing. Yeah. Wedding singer vibes means that you can get out in front of an audience, entertain, and sing anything. And that's what Darius was giving me. What I wish he would have done was lean on the backgrounds a little bit more in this particular song, especially during the chorus. He could have sang it this way. I'm so, and then had the BGVs sing Caught Up, and then him sing Really Feeling It, have the BGVs sing Caught Up. What he did was he sang all of it, which kind of did not leave him a lot of space to breathe. Right. So I think that, the vocal coaches there and Paul and the band, they will all help him in the arrangement and where to sing and where to pause and where to breathe and all that. Overall, I can't wait to see this man again. Yeah. Give me more. If he gonna be giving us offerings like this, give me more Darius J all day, every day.
Yeah, that's great.
So everybody but John turned, which I'm not surprised. John can be a little particular. He ended up choosing Adam. So I think him and Adam, I think, are going to be a really cool team together.
Yeah, Adam's going to have him focus more on the voice.
Yes.
Because Adam's going to be like, you got the performance down.
Yes.
You see Adam really focusing on and showing a more sensitive, and introverted, not introverted,
intimate,
but intimate side of him, and a more I see that really. I see them being a really good team.
Yes,
and then bringing out just so many different levels of Darius.
Yes,
so that's great.
Yes,
great.
Woo!
Probably one of the best audition pieces.
Got up.
That was great. That's great. Grab him. Way to grab Darius.
Yes.
Okay. Our next contestant is...
It is Angie Rey, 25 years old, from Seminole, Florida, but living in Nashville now. She sang Penthouse by the Kelsey Ballerini. So another one singing right in front of their coach, right in front of a coach, actually.
And this is, again, to jump around a little bit, like Kelsey said something that I love so much as a coach. Like, because after she gave her offering, and Kelsey, mind you all, was the first to turn.
The only.
Her song, Oh yeah, first and only.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey said something that I loved. Kelsey said, Angie said, well, blah, 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 and now I'm living in Nashville. And Kelsey said, of course you are.
Oh,
Like, of course you are. Like, saying, yes, girl, you better be that. And I said, and I wrote, Kelsey turning was a big deal.
mm-hmm.
I thought the opening was a little low, but then, again, jumping around, Kelsey went up to sing with her, and Kelsey sang it. And I realized, okay, well, that's the song. Because I wasn't familiar with the song.
Me neither.
Right? So I was like, okay, this is a little low for Angie. I said, but you can tell Angie can sing.
Oh yeah.
I said, I didn't really get to hear what I wanted to hear from her until the back half of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, she's really good.
Mm-hmm.
A very, very, very interesting, very unique, very different voice, but all in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad Kelsey saw that in her singing her song,
Right.
which is crazy. And so to hear Kelsey sing the opening
Yeah.
verse, and to see it's even low for Kelsey.
Yes.
But Kelsey just gave wonderful compliments. Like, okay, you hit notes on this song that
I
couldn't
did.
hit.
I
And
said,
I was like, okay.
okay.
I said, if we're hearing that from the actual artists themselves, I said, yeah, she's legit.
That's
Angie
right.
Rey's legit. Stephanie?
That's right. So I loved the deep, rich sound that I heard at the beginning. I did feel like it was kind of low, and because I didn't know the song, I was
Sure.
assuming that it would go into a higher register, but I enjoy being an alto myself. I enjoy a low tone. So as the song progressed, I was like, you better tell the story of the song. Like there was a part in the middle where it was kind of like talk singing, and I was like, ooh, I love that part. To me, she sounded like she should be signed already.
Absolutely.
You could tell that there was a little bit of nerves in the beginning, but once she got to the chorus and Kelsey hit for her, I was like, I understand why she hit. Now, I think it was Adam who said that she kind of fell apart at the end. I didn't necessarily hear Trainwreck fall apart like I've heard prior contestants do when they've gotten a chair turned. I still heard a really strong vocal, and this is what sold me completely on Angie. Kelsey went up. I think Adam suggested, why don't you go up and sing the song with her? Not only did Angie sing the song with her, she sang the top harmony.
She sang the harmony.
She sang the top harmony.
Like, right in, like clicked.
Anytime you can do that.
An incredible musician that lets us know that she knows this song cold.
Because as well as you might know a song, very rarely as a individual artist are you ever really singing the harmony.
Right.
Because you're singing the melody because you're the only one singing. So for her to jump on the top and hit that harmony like that, I was like, oh, you the real thing, girl. You the real thing.
Usually what will happen when artists do that, the artists, because they know the song so intimately, will do the ornamentation,
yes,
and the harmony, and stuff like that.
No.
Miss Angie, you the real deal, sis.
You really you the real deal. Yes.
Awesome. So Kelsey got it because she was only on one chair turn.
Yes.
But we know what happens when one chair turns.
Y'all know. Watch out. Watch out.
You know what happens.
Watch out.
Okay. Oh, now our next one, I am so interested. Can you talk first? Because I really want to hear what you have to say about Mr. Carlos.
Sure. So this is Carlos Santiago from Puerto Rico. He is 35 years of age, and he sang "Right Here Waiting" by Richard Marx. We've been waiting for somebody to sing this song. We've been waiting.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you.
We've been waiting.
This song is my childhood. Like, it was a song. Like, my mom used to come in my room and be like, "Is this boy okay?" I would just be sitting there like, "Wherever you go, whatever you do." Like 11-year-old James just sitting there just apart after, like, and my mom was like, "Okay, we need to put this boy in something."
Okay, he a little different.
Like, this song hit me, and I was one of my favorite songs of all time. So, Stephanie, what did you think of Mr. Santiago?
Okay, his mouth opened, and I was like, Sing to me.
You better
Sing to
sing.
me.
You better
Sing to
sing.
me.
You better sing.
He just has one of those classic full throat, straight up,
I love
give it to me
I love
voices. It was just crisp. It was powerful. He showed range. He modulated up. I said, take us up. His voice just soared. He reminded me of Michael B from a few seasons back with like that just kind of, there's almost an operatic theater-y kind of quality to it.
Yeah.
But when you get down to it, it's just a really, really great kind of throwback 80s, old school sort of just.
Oh my gosh.
Just,
like, get out of my head.
That's the voice it is. It's just a straight up give it to me vocal. Kind of like a Michael Bolton-ish with just the holleration and the bigness of it.
Yep.
I loved it. I loved it.
I said, what a dramatic voice. I said, and you said 80s. I said very 90s, very trained, gorgeous vibrato. And I love that. One of the first things Legend said was your vibrato.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, and the vibrato, for those of you that don't know, that's like the wavelength in the voice. That this is straight tone, la. Vibrato is la. That's the vibrato. Like when you hear the like that in the voice. I said, I have a feeling that Carlos is going to bring this sound to every song that he sings. And it's going to make every song that he sings sound glorious.
Yep.
He said, Michael's, I'm sorry, I'm spoiling it, but Michael, I thought was a perfect. I said, he better choose Bublé. He better. Because Bublé is the only one, in my opinion, that is skilled enough to be able to handle a voice like this.
Yes.
I said, Michael, because one thing we learned about Michael in his inaugural season is that Michael picks some really good songs.
Yes.
And if he has some input in it.
Right.
He picked some amazing songs for his singers that really showcase the voice. And I think Michael should give him some of his songs personally.
Oh, that would be great.
That type of voice.
Yeah.
I said, Michael knows his voice type, and Michael is going to be a killer coach for Mr. Santiago.
Yes, absolutely. So
who else turned for him?
So Michael and Adam turned for him, and in the end, he did choose Michael Bublé.
That says something. That really, really says something.
Oh yeah.
For the two ends to turn. It was what a voice.
Yes.
Oh, I love voices like this.
Yes.
I really, really do.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, great. We have two more. Our next contestant is
our next contestant is Dan Kiernan, 33 years old, from New York, New York, singing "High Hopes" by Panic at the Disco. What?
Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the star when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had this vision. Always had high hopes.
How dare you, man? Like, Dan, I dare you. Everyone knows you don't come in singing no Panic at the Disco for an audition.
This is audition suicide.
Okay? He is like, okay, y'all. He is like the Steve Perry and Freddie Mercury of today. Okay?
Yeah.
This is how you can't often imitate it badly, often duplicate it poorly. So Dan said something that I'll never forget. Dan said, I'm going to go big or I'm going to go home.
Oh, I'm going to go. That's the truth.
I said,
those are the options.
I said, this song is different, y'all. It's high. It's rap singing. It is the most difficult it's like one of the most difficult male songs.
It truly is.
Like if you are male identifying, and I don't care if you have a high voice, the song
it don't matter.
Difficult.
Yeah.
And I love that the judges, the coaches, immediately identified that.
Yes.
I said he's actually pacing this song really well.
Yes.
I felt like he was almost ahead of the beat in the speak singing part.
Yes.
And that's what you have to be for a song like this. Exactly. Like, it's just crazy. I said, and then he started wailing at the end of the song. I said, and he's got really. I said, him and Darius J. Like, don't ever put them up against each other. I was like,
No.
they're on the same team, are they? I can't remember.
Oh, who
Um,
did he pick?
I said,
Oh, I know. Never mind.
he's really, really, really great energy. I said I love the go big or go home attitude. And this was a huge. I wrote it down. This was a huge pickup for the coach that got this person because, and I'm going to have Stephanie explain to you how this coach got this person.
Yes.
So Stephanie, tell me what you thought about Dan.
I said, high hopes. You want to go home? You what? I said, I know you're a wedding singer, and that gives you the stamina to be able to sing this song. But on an audition platform like this, where there's so much pressure, are you going to be able to pull this off? Big voice, hard song, lots of words, up tempo, suicide. It really is. So the voice is there. Definitely great voice. He was giving us range. He was giving us power. He was giving us nuance. He was staying on the beat or just a little ahead of the beat. He kept his energy up. It was incredible. And to have the holleration that he had at the end of the song, I was like, how do you even have a voice left? It must have been adrenaline. It was, I don't think, other than somebody like maybe a Stee, I don't know that another artist would be able to do this song and do it justice because it's that tall of an order. It's such a PhD level song for the male vocal, and he did it. His energy was so infectious. I loved it. I loved it. So this year, again, there is something called the coach replay. The coach replay is has been used last year for
Right.
if somebody gets no chair turns and you start talking to the person and you regret it, a coach can use their coach replay to say, I made a mistake, I messed up, I want you on my team.
Right.
This was used very differently, but in a really brilliant way. Bublé and Legend were the only ones that turned for him. Upon talking to Dan, Kelsey says, yo, I messed up. I really love you. I think you are so talented. I messed up. I'm using my coach replay right in the middle of the pitches. So in the end, Dan was so, I think, I don't know if he would have chosen her had she turned with everybody else, but because she used her playoff replay for him, he in turn picked Kelsey to be his coach.
Very, very smart.
Very smart.
And I just to see Kelsey's reaction, right?
Yes.
For her to do like, and again, we've seen other coaches and it's looked put on, but Kelsey looked like she did, like when she walked around the chair and
she was
stuff,
like, "Oh my God, please pick me! Oh my God, please pick me!"
Staring around, like she realized she really made a mistake. She's
Yes.
like, so if I get him, it is going to be a blessing, and
Yes.
I'm going to really cultivate this. Brandon Urie is the singer of Panic at the Disco. And
Okay.
like you can't. It's a 1 in a million voice.
Yes, it is.
Really is. And the fact that Dan sang this at an audition, I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Crazy.
All right, so our final contestant of the evening was our leak. And who did we have?
We had Ethan Eckenroad, 26 years old, from Roaring Spring, Pennsylvania, and he sang Northern Attitude by Noah Khan.
If the sun don't shine till the summertime, forgive my northern attitude. Oh, I was raised on the line.
I said, you know what? This dude is just a good flat-footed singer. Like,
Yes.
just stood there, no bells, no whistles, him and his guitar, looked like Joe next door,
Right.
dressed in a sweater, glasses, pulled back ponytail.
Right.
I said, tone, vibe, humble personality.
Yes.
I said, he's going to the lives. Point blank, period. With that type of voice, I said, mark my words. I said, he is not a diamond in the rough. He's a star in the rough.
Come on, Store.
I just
love that.
thought of that last night. I want to pat myself on the back for that. He's a star in the rough. Like, seriously.
I like that.
Like, very unassuming looking, very just my friend next door, but when he opened his mouth, when he sang, it was magical. It was Moody. It was Dave Matthews, it was I don't know, it just kind of he had a transportive voice, like it transported me back to my younger days.
Hmm.
He had that type of voice for me. It was
Mhm.
great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely singer-songwriter kind of voice, a little bit folkish. He reminded me a little bit of like a Lennon Vanderdoes from a few years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, I would be interested to hear how much holleration is in his throat, because I feel like it could be a little bit there. But I think that I love when these artists are able to choose a song that is completely perfect for their voice. Like, I've heard the song a little bit, but I don't know it well. If he would have said that he would have written the song, I would have completely believed
Oh
him.
yeah.
And yeah, he was one of the artists, or one of the coaches said that he was soulful and simple. And
Yeah.
I think that that is a great description of him. And let's not disrespect the word simple, because sometimes simplicity is just beautiful. And it was really interesting because prior to him coming out, Adam had said, I just want to hear just a singer. Like, just I want to hear
But I never
somebody who
even
is
heard
just
that.
right,
I
who
never
is
even
just like,
heard that.
yeah,
You
who is
just
just like a
said it.
flat-footed sing. I just want to hear a good singer. And then out comes Ethan. He reminded me of an artist named James Arthur. He's the one that sings the song "Say You Won't Let Go."
Oh yeah.
He was, as I was hearing Ethan sing, that is the kind of sound that came to mind as well when I was listening to Ethan. He deserved a 4-chair turn because he is just an artist. He's just an artist, and I loved it. I loved it.
He's great. Great.
Mm-hmm.
I said, watch lives. He's going. So
I
watch it.
believe so
Watch it
too.
happen.
I believe so too. I believe so too. Particularly if you know the show, watching it, he was the leak. Usually the leaks do very well, go very far in this competition. As I said, I think I said he was a 4-chair turn, and he chose to go to Team Adam. So
Yeah.
well done.
Awesome.
Well done.
All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to the very first episode. We will see you all next week because there's only one show this week. So
Yes.
I'm at the duck out because I have to go take care of my husbandly duties and deliver something to my wife that she left at home today. So I'm going to let Stephanie close us out. So see y'all next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye. So don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform so you can be the first to know when we drop a new episode. And while you're there, please make sure you rate and review so other friends can find us. Also, if you are listening to the podcast, jump on over to YouTube so you can see us. Search for The Pitchy Podcast and hit that subscribe button so you know when we drop a new video. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Pitchy Podcast for new episode alerts, episode clips, and so much more. And as we have mentioned prior, we are on Patreon. So for just $5, you can get bonus content. You can get these episodes released early to you. Last evening for the first episode, I did a watch with me where you get to watch me watch a blind audition live and see my real-time reaction. So much more just for $5. But make sure that if you join us as a member on Patreon, you do it on your internet browser, either on your phone or on your computer. Do not do it on Patreon app, or there will be a 30% charge because of Apple on top of that $5. So we want you to only have to pay $5. So make sure if you would like to join us, you can join us for free and see the different content that we offer and see the updates and see previews and sneak peeks. So you can always join for free. And then if you want to get the full content that is available under our membership, it is $5 per month. And we hope that you think that it's worth it. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you and welcome to anybody that might be new to the Pitchy Podcast. And we will see you next week for night 2 of the blind auditions of season 27 of NBC's The Voice. Bye-bye.